Hey everybody, Cokeman250 here. This is going to be a video on my hand pump well. I live on a mountain, and everybody that lives on this mountain whose house was built prior to 15 years ago relied on a well as their water source. 15 years ago, we got city water up here on the mountain. I've lived in this house for 6 years, and when I bought this house, the only thing here was a bit of a casing from the well sticking out of the ground this much. The water ran over that casing, and it ran out all the time, and it ran down toward the pasture, and it stayed muddy all up in this area right through here. So I hooked on to the casing, brought the casing up, concreted around the bottom, and this pitcher pump I bought for $5 at a truckload sale, brand new in the box. They sold it as a garden well, pretty much for looks. What I did, the bottom of it was threaded, so I bought an adapter. I hooked 50 feet of 1-inch PVC pipe to it and ran it down in the casing. And I put like a toilet bowl flange on the top here just to have something for the pitcher pump to set on. And I've tried this well right before I started making the video to make sure I could get water. I didn't want to look like an idiot. But I have talked to all my neighbors around here, and pretty much the neighbors have told me that most of the wells up here on the mountain are 150 feet deep, and they are hooked into a very reliable water supply. And they have never known of anybody's wells up here on the mountain going dry, no matter how much or how little rain, or I should say how little rain we've ever got. They've never had problems getting water out of their wells. And I'm sure it's not near a problem nowadays, since most everybody in this area is on city water. Most of the neighbors I've seen around that live close to me, I only got about 3, but one of my neighbors still uses his well to water his garden, and that's about it. A couple of my other neighbors, all you see sticking out of the ground is about 2 inches of casing. Everything else is gone. The pumps and everything have been all taken off of them, stripped off, and it's just casing sticking out of the ground. So there are a lot of these wells scattered around my area. But one important thing with this pitcher style pump, and I leave this bucket out here and it collects rain, which we haven't had a lot of rain lately. I mean, you can see the grass, it's pretty crispy and dry. But it collects rain every time I run the pump, which I don't run it a whole lot, but I come out and run it every once in a while and just kind of keep the junk cleared out of the top part of it. But this bucket, it'll have grass clippings and everything else. This is only water to prime this pump. You have to have water to get water. And this is all this is used for. And I'm going to tell you, that's something to think about, because you have to have water to get water out of one of these pumps. You have to prime it. So remember that. Don't matter how dirty it is, you have to have some kind of priming water. So let's check this out. Let's prime the pump. And there it is. And you can pump on this thing all day long, and it'll pump. And just because I got 50 feet of PVC pipe hooked to this pitcher pump doesn't mean it'll draw water from 50 foot down. I think those pitcher style pumps will only draw water from about 20 feet. I've never had any problem since I put this pitcher pump on here, drawing water out of this. So, something to keep in mind. You can't hardly get a draw from more than 20 feet. You have to have water to get water. And I also keep a 55-gallon drum on one of the corners of my house that catches rainwater, just for pretty much priming this pump. And my kids also, they have some chocolate mint, some little plants that they water, and they water it out of that water drum. So if you have any questions about this, I'm not an expert by any means. I did do all this myself, rigged it up to work, so I might not be able to answer any questions, but I can let you know what I've done to set mine up. So I guess that's it. This is Coke Man 250 from the land of the free and the home of the brave. God bless.